Today, and we got a lot of American Legion baseball we're going to talk about, wrapping up the American Legion World Series in Shelby, North Carolina, Ken.
Yeah, we just wrapped that up, Tim, last night. It was a great World Series, a lot of interesting aspects of it. The weather came into play, but they were able to actually get all the games in. They made a decision after the first day. On the second day, Tim, they made a decision for all games to be 7 innings rather than 9 because of the weather that already happened with a lot of rain and the impending forecast of more rain. And probably ESPN drove that a little bit because of their coverage, and they wanted to have their games on there. So it was a great series. Our Southeast Regional Randolph County
for removing Confederate monuments from state property. The arrest total now 4 in connection with the toppling of a Confederate statue at the Durham County Courthouse Monday. 3 people arrested today, in addition to 1 arrested and charged yesterday. AP Washington correspondent Sagar Magani reporting 5 crew members are missing after an Army helicopter reportedly went down in the ocean off Hawaii.
Wheeler Army Airfield near Honolulu says it lost contact with the UH-60 Blackhawk during a nighttime training exercise. Responding teams reported seeing a debris field off Oahu about 90 minutes later. Coast Guard and military crews continue searching the ocean.
Sagar Magani reporting. President Donald Trump says he's ending a pair of White House advisory councils that were staffed by corporate chief executives. CEOs have been resigning since Saturday when Trump blamed both sides for the weekend violence in Charlottesville between white supremacists and counter-protesters. The resignations accelerated after Trump on Tuesday again blamed both sides at a Trump Tower press conference. Charlotte police say a carjacking suspect may have drowned while running from officers toward a creek. The driver of a Chevrolet Silverado before the suspects drove off with the pickup truck. You're listening to NCN News.
Sportsmanship. It means a lot of things. It means showing respect for the opposing team and being a good host to our visitors. It's about modeling good behavior, not getting caught up in the emotion of the moment. Sportsmanship. It's about winning with humility and losing with dignity. It's about making high school athletics a good memory students can enjoy for years to come. Mom, Dad, Coach, Mr. Official. Are we in this together? Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
A message from the North Carolina High School Athletics Association and North Carolina.
Was he the X-Pitcher plan? I'm not sure he was during the year. He certainly wasn't the pitcher that started day 1 and he got beat out.
In Cleveland, Gaston, and Lincoln counties, brought to you by the Watts of Shopper, Big O Country, WCSL, and The Boss, WHS and WLON. The Charity Christian School in Lawndale is having open enrollment now for the upcoming school year, featuring low tuition payments. Some students may even qualify for a scholarship through the North Carolina Opportunity Scholarship Program. The school is for grades K through 12. For more information, call 704-419-4574 or visit them online at charitychristianschool.org. And that's What's Up, brought to you by the What's Up Shopper, Big O Country, WCSL, 1590 AM, and The Boss, WHS, 1390 AM, and 101.5 FM, and WLON at 1050 AM. For more information, go to whatsupshopper.com. Bases loaded with nobody out is a problem for a pitcher, and not having your taxes done properly is a problem for you. And that's where we call on Kimberly Spicer.
You had a competitive series. Here, there's a lot of close games and a lot of low-scoring games. A couple 1-0 games, a couple other shutouts, some 3-2 games. And I know some of the games were 7 innings after the first day. But it was unusual to have that many low-scoring, close games in the whole tournament.
Well, baseball is to me, Ken, is a game of pitching and defense, Ken. You know that?
Yeah.
Been around it. But if you can't score runs, Ken, you're going to get beat.
And that's what happened to Randolph.
Yes.
Their bats went quiet. They got beat 5-0 in the semifinal game.
Not 5-0.
They got 5-0 beat by Arkansas.
Right.
5-0 in the last pool game. They got beat 7. Got beat 3-1 by Nebraska.
They just got cold. This went cold.
Yeah,
the bats went cold.
And so he got shut out the game before 5-0. They lost 3-1. So they shoot one game and one run over a 2-game period. You can't win if you don't get 4 runs.
You can't.
And they had opportunities, as I said, but they couldn't get the clutch hit.
And they probably was one of the hottest teams coming into the tournament, the American Legion World Series there in Shelby. They won, 12, 13 in a row? Is that correct?
Yes.
I mean, the last team to beat them was, Rowan County, the first game of the was it the state finals or something, or regionals?
Area 3 finals. Rowan beat them first game, then they won the next
They just got on a roll
and then
beat everybody easily.
Didn't lose again.
Right.
Until they got in the World Series and lost.
They went cold at the wrong time, Ken.
They did. But
they had a great year.
Yeah, and you talk about pitching and defense, and that ballpark is a pitcher's park.
Oh, yeah, it's a pitcher's part and defensive part.
I saw a lot of hard-hit balls caught on the warning track.
Wow.
Right in front of the fence. Now,
it's so big.
They maybe it was a half a dozen or so hit out, but there was a lot that just, they will hit good, but you get the outfielder playing deep enough, you can get back and get it.
Yeah, put some speed out there. They can run it down. They can track it down.
They were running them down.
Yeah, well, congratulations to Nevada, like Ken said, Nevada.
Henderson, Nevada.
Henderson, Nevada.
That's the team.
Congratulations. Is that their first time ever winning, Ken?
Yes, that's the first time for that city, Henderson, Nevada. And they had a good team going in, and they had a reputation of being a really good hitting team. Come in with a team batting average about 400, but it was the pitching that actually brought it home.
It brought it home for him. That 16-year-old young man.
And he pitched well. He was throwing 87, 88, but he was mixing it up. Had a good breaking pitch. Kept it low in the zone. He actually he deserved to be most valuable player because he pitched well enough to get it.
Well, congratulations to those guys, I'm sure. And also congratulations to Nebraska and all the teams that made it, Ken. Every single one of them.
Oh, what accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. There's over 4,000, I think, senior Legion teams, and guess what? You come down to the Final 8, you've done something. You've done something.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, Ken, what a great job you did this whole entire season for covering the American Legion World Series, not only in Cherville, in Shelby, in Gastonia, in Caldwell County, but you did it all over the state of North Carolina as well as the country too. You did a superb job. I just want you to know that, and I'm sure our listeners out there who's listening in feel the same way about you too, Ken.
Well,
great job.
Doing it, and a big thanks to all the broadcasters that were involved in KTC Broadcasting.
Absolutely.
Who brought all 15 games to you, didn't miss a pitch. They were there.
The home station, Ken, KTC Broadcasting.
That was it. That's the ones who brought it to you. And they will do it again next year. They are the official broadcast radio station for the World Series, and they've been doing it for 7 consecutive years, and they'll do it again. Speaking of 7 consecutive years, again, for the 7th time in a row, you didn't have to pay to get in to see the championship game.
That's pretty neat, ain't it?
The family stepped up that supports it and picked up the tab for it, so you didn't have to pay anything to watch the
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And actually, you got double treat because the suspended game did only play 1 inning the day before.
So they got 2 games for the price of nothing.
Basically, got 2 games for the price of nothing.
For nothing, yeah. That's pretty good, Kenny.
It was interesting that the opening day attendance was a new record. They have 4 games on the opening day. And I was there, and there was a tremendous crowd, and it set a record for opening day.
Wow. They do that every year, opening day.
They do.
Not?
They do. And
that's awesome.
I don't have the final figures. We'll probably hear them a little bit later about the total attendance, but last year's 120,000, and it's been setting a new record every year. And I wouldn't doubt that it did the same thing this year, despite some weather issues.
Well, Ken, that's why we call you Mr. Baseball around here. You, without a doubt, got the information. So, great job all summer long, and always looking forward to next summer, too, Ken, with American Legion, and, of course, high school baseball kicking off, too. All right, congratulations to Nevada, the American Legion World Series 2017 World Series champion. How about that, Ken? All right. All right, Ken, got some golf news. Before we do that, we need to say happy birthday to a young lady, Ken.
Yeah.
At Max Grill.
There's a young lady, Barbie, over at Max Grill. Happy birthday to you today. Max got some great food over there. He got something called a lot of burger, Tim, and it's a lot of burger.
It's a lot of burger.
I could barely manage it, and I'm usually a pretty big eater, you know.
Ken, have you ever eat a hamburger that big before?
No, I don't think I have.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, and what all? I mean, you got the hamburger, you got the plate of fries. I mean, it's falling over the plate, Ken.
Yeah.
Arnon does a great job.
You won't leave there hungry if you go in. Let's put it that way.
18 years of flipping burgers, Ken, and he's perfected the art of making a hamburger and cheeseburger. So there's no doubt. And I'll tell you, I'm getting chicken today, Ken. When we go, I'm getting chicken. So but anyway, want to say happy birthday to Barbie. She's our good friend there, and of course all the other young ladies there too. And of course Shannon and Arnon, they're the owners of Max Grill and one of our sponsors on Wednesdays for the Best in Sports. And of course they're always supporting Cherville High School football. Tim Pruitt and them guys.
Oh yes, absolutely. And we'll be talking a little bit about Mr. Pruitt.
We're going to be jumping in there.
And the upcoming season, as well as a lot about the South Fork 2A teams.
Ken, Justin Thomas wins the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow Golf Club. And I tell you, Ken, that is a spectacular course. Beautiful course. Talked to Mr. Scott Davenport the other day, and he said, Tim, it was an awesome tournament. Everything went smooth. The weather held off for him, so it was a great weekend. And so congratulations to Justin Thomas for his first official major championship, Ken.
I understand they had huge crowds there, Tim.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
They was talking about maybe the ratings on TV weren't that great, but that's a whole different world than the actual people that showed up.
Oh, yeah.
Thousands and thousands. They were really pleased with the turnout they had there.
And they're talking about, Ken, maybe possibly every 4 years to have another major championship to come there. And the PGA Championship will be one of them without doubt they're looking at. And also, Ken, they've also talked about maybe possibly the FedEx Cup there. So, and the course is long. I mean, I didn't realize they had a par 4, Ken. I think it was close to, I think it was like 500-something, and they had a par 5 over 641 yards. I'm sort of thinking, my gracious alive.
Yeah, they were playing. You can tell by the scores, Tim, it was a tough course.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I know Kevin Hastings went down from Mitchum's Kitchens on Sports Talk Show. I know he went down. I think it was Thursday he was down there. So, but, yeah, I mean, the course was in immaculate shape, the greens and stuff. I heard a lot of people talking about the course and how it looked and stuff, and even some of the pros talked about how beautiful it was. It's one of their favorite courses on the tour. So, but congratulations to Justin Thomas at the PGA Championship this weekend at Quail Hollow Club in Charlotte. Ken, we got high school. We got a new show coming out, and it's going to start Friday, Ken. And it's going to be from 6:30 to 7, and we are ecstatic about it, Ken. I know you are too. We've got all kind of information, talked to all the coaches in our area and stuff. The first federal Lincoln County high school football show premieres, Ken, Friday night, 6:30 to 7.
Friday night we'll be with you, and we'll be reviewing, previewing the upcoming games. We got 3 Lincoln County teams in action this week, and we'll be previewing those games and talking about the 4th as well, as this season just gets ready to get kicked off, this high school football season.
All right, Ken, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go to a commercial, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about Tim Pruitt and the Cherville Army, and then we're going to slide right into some Lincoln County high school football as well as some other sports.
That sounds great.
We'll be back after these 5 messages from our sponsors here on WCSL 1590. It's the best in sports. Mr. Baseball himself, Kenny Link, and Tim Johnson.
Listen at workstation.
Can you remind me what I pay you people for?
Big O Country, WCSL 1590 AM, Cherryville, Gastonia. Online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Under the lights and ready to trade some paint.
The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series.
John Hunter Nemechek proving to be a little bit tougher customer than Christopher Bell expected.
Midweek Madness.
Makes it 3 wide for the top spot.
At Bristol Motor Speedway.
And Nemechek busts out in front.
The UNOH 200.
John Hunter Nemechek set sail for victory lane.
Wednesday night at 8 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Uno 200 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series from Bristol, Tennessee. Wednesday night, August 16th on Big O Country, 1590 AM, WOHS, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. The flag drops at 8 p.m.
Is the cost of ink driving your profits down? Then listen up. Discount Ink Jet and Toner is here to help. Discount Ink Jet and Toner specializes in refilling ink jet and toner cartridges. Cut your ink costs by as much as 50% or more. Discount Ink Jet and Toner, located on 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Now you can earn 1,000 points for every night you stay at the Hampton Inn. It's part of the Hampton Inn's Grand Nights promotion. Your points will add up to unforgettable experiences. Find out more by visiting your nearest Hampton Inn. You'll always come back with a tale to share. Start turning points into stories worth sharing. Visit the Hampton Inn on Remount Road in Gastonia and start earning your points today.
It's time to take advantage of the all-inclusive membership at Westport Golf Club. Join now and you save $250 on initiation. The Westport Club membership includes access to their 18-hole championship golf course, 8 lighted clay tennis courts, a junior Olympic-sized pool with 26-foot dual-tube slide and fountain area, plus a fitness center, weight room, and cardio equipment, plus personal trainers, yoga, Pilates, and Zumba classes are offered. For more details, call the Westport Golf Club at 704-489-8088.
Hear that? Not the cell phone, the hazard behind it. At Mr. Sparky, safety comes first. With years of experience in the latest technology, we prevent electrical problems before they happen. Through thermal imaging, home safety inspections, and smoke detector maintenance. Our electricians save homes and lives in the Charlotte area every day. Visit the on-time electrician at charlotte.mrsparky.com or call 704-247-6418.
I'm Rusty Wise, and I definitely approve this message. Don't put up with any malarkey. Call Mr. Sparky.
Engineering great smiles, that's the goal at Dr. Paul H. Cloninger Family and Cosmetic Dentistry in Cherryville. Dr. Cloninger can fix those ill-fitting dentures and partials by surgically placing dental implants as a means of stability and support. 3D imaging assists the doctor in properly designing and placing an implant for you. Dental implant consultations are free. Call for an appointment at 704-435-6916. That's 704-435-6916. Or visit our website at paulcloningerdentistry.com.
Did you know there are other signs of rosacea besides facial redness, bumps and pimples, and visible blood vessels? Other signs include burning, stinging or swelling of the face, even enlargement of the nose. Rosacea can also affect the eyes, causing a bloodshot appearance and irritation that could lead to vision loss. If you have any sign of rosacea, see a dermatologist and ask about advances in treatment, or visit the National Rosacea Society at rosacea.org.
NASCAR racing right here on Big O Country, WCSL 1590 AM, Cherryville, Gastonia. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Ken Link and Tim Johnson back here on the Best in Sports on Wednesday afternoon. We can talk a little bit about high school football, Tim. We're here on WCSL 1590. Cherryville, and we want to talk a little bit about those Cherryville Ironmen and their upcoming football season. Tim and I got a first-hand look at them in a scrimmage they had against Lincoln and Ashbrook. And Tim, I was really impressed at the excitement and energy that was coming from that Cherryville squad out there.
Coach Tim Pruitt's got those kids fired up, Ken. I'm telling you, they're ready to play some high school football. And like you said, I was excited, too, to see what they had to offer in the field. They had some little kids out there, Ken. They were all over the field.
Yeah, they
making plays.
They were playing with energy, and that's what you want to see. And I think Coach Pruitt's got them pumped up over there. I know Coach Pruitt has coached there before, and he's back again this year after being the AD over at Bessemer City. And he is the type of coach that likes to play a little bit of a wide-open offense. But, Tim, he has stated, looking at that big offensive line they have, that he wants to play some power football and some ball control. He's going to adjust his plans to his personnel.
Well, I tell you what, Ken, if he gets that offensive line blocking and gets them little kids behind there running the football, they'll never see them. They can get behind them big offensive linemen. I'm telling you, Ken, they can go all the way. Yeah. But, Coach Pruitt, great guy. If any people out there haven't met Coach Pruitt yet, he's one of the finest people, one of the nicest people you'll meet. Great guy. And, and he has got a great little football team. And I tell you, Ken, I think they possibly can win 5, 6, maybe 7 games.
I think they could. Like you say, they got an unusually large, I think, line for 1A school. I mean, you got some big guys. This guy, Ben DeVinny, Tim, I read where he was at the Combine and the Shrine Bowl last year, and they said that he, in weightlifting, he's one of the top guys. This guy's stout. He's just strong.
Well, that's what you want on offensive line. Yeah. And I bet he plays defense, too. I don't know about on line.
That's the thing. I mean, a lot of kids, especially smaller
two-way
classification schools, you got a lot of 2A players. And I'm sure these big
offensive linemen
back
that be
and forth.
on the defensive side as well.
Yes, absolutely. And they got two other offensive linemen too, Ken, you were talking about, who are between the around 6'4", 275, 280. That's John Crane, and that's Garrett Burson. And let's see, Jace Britton, who's 6'3", 260. They got some big boys,
They
Ken.
got some big boys up front. And like I say, you just line up and play power football and ball control and try to shorten the game, which is what Coach Pruitt has said he's going to try to do this year.
Run the football, control it. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And let's see, they got the top two running backs are returning. And please forgive me, it's Chapel, Moss, and Justin Lemons. Make sure I correct, I said his name properly. Chapel, Moss, and Justin Lemons. And also the quarterback, Ken, you got down here, Jacob Harden is the new quarterback.
Yeah, they lost their quarterback from last year graduated, and so they had to have a new signal caller there. And Jacob Harden is going to be that. Also on the defensive side, they have an all-conference defensive end, Jashawn Pitts, to go with some of these big guys that's going to be on that line. So I think they're going to be better than last year. And so with all that energy and enthusiasm, will it translate into more wins this year? I think it will.
I think they will too, Ken. I mean, from what I've seen of the kids on the football field and how they were excited to play and stuff like that, you know they got to be working hard for Coach Pruitt.
Yeah, I think they
no
are.
doubt about it. And that's the thing. You got to believe in your coach.
And
work for him.
And I was talking to someone about Cherville, and I was telling them how many they had come out, and they say, "Oh, really? Usually they don't even have enough to even think about."
They look like they had two busloads.
A JV team. I said, "Well, he got the numbers coming out this year, so that's good news too."
Yeah, he's a good guy. Also, Ken, we have Bessemer City. That's who they play Friday night. Cherville plays Bessemer City, and Coach Larry Boone is the head coach at Bessemer City High School. The Yellow Jackets, their record in 2016 was 9-4, 5-1 in conference play. Really good football team, Ken.
Yeah, they play good. They run that triple option offense, Tim. They've been doing it a good many years, and out of the last 4 years, I think they've shared 3 conference titles. So Bessemer City's done well. Now they also going to play some power football with you. So I think you're going to see in that game, I don't know you'd see a lot of passing. I think you're going to see ground attacks by both teams, and we'll see who can move the ball and who can stop the other team. They lost their Bessemer City lost their leading rusher from last year. He was 1,500 yard rusher, and they have a new quarterback. Tim, the guy who's going to be playing quarterback played defensive end last year, and that's Bruce Gunter.
He's got to be a big boy if he played defense end. Wouldn't you think so?
Yes, I would think so. He's got probably a relative here. I don't know if it's a brother or cousin, Brandon Gunter, who's offensive lineman, and got Trey Corey's offensive lineman, and another offensive lineman, Tim, they've got is Emmanuel Badeau, who's been recruited by several schools, Furman, Wingate, Catawba, and they say this guy's a 4.0 student, so he's a
excellent young man,
excellent
all the way around.
That looks like he'll go and at the college, the next level, and play some football.
Well, I tell you, Ken, Furman's a football school. I'll tell you that right now. I remember back in the days when Furman used to play Appalachian and all the big names, James Madison and all them. That's a football school, really good football school. Wingate is too, and Catawba too as well. I know the guy I work with at FedEx, Jason Roscoe, he played at Catawba College. So 3 good football schools there. Emmanuel Beto is being recruited by Furman, Wingate, and Catawba College. So and like Ken was talking about, the offensive line, Trey Corey and Brandon Gunter, and quarterback Bruce Gunter played defensive end. Ken, I tell you, I don't want to hit him.
No, probably
you don't want to hit him.
Probably a little tough to bring down. And both these. This is Tim. This is the Southern Piedmont 1A conference, but I don't think this game is a conference game because they play Bessemer City twice this year. They play them for opening game, and they play them later in the year, like next to the last game of the season. And I think this is not a conference game. The other one will be. These 1A teams, Tim, they're looking for teams they can match up and play with.
Sure.
And with a good rivalry with Bessemer City, that's a good gate for them. That's the reason they've got sort of a non-conference game with them within the conference. So,
well, that makes sense too. Like you said, draw some money for the football program, for the sports program. And talking about the Southern Piedmont 1A Conference, Ken, there's a very interesting team, and we were talking about that yesterday, Ken.
Yeah, Mountain Island Charter. These guys, I think this is their 4th year having a football program. And they had a real good team last year. They went to the third round of the playoffs, the 1A playoffs.
They're thinking farther this year, Ken, with who they picked up.
Yeah, they've got a real good quarterback back from last year's team who's passed for over 3,000 yards and 30-some touchdowns. But then you have another quarterback who's joined them from East Lincoln. East Lincoln's starting quarterback from last year is out now at Mountain Island. And he's an athlete. He's a dual threat. He can throw it. And Tim, he's really quick. He can make some yards on the ground.
Now, he played 2A. Think about this, Ken. He was in the 2A conference last year as a junior or sophomore. Sophomore. Had over 2,000 yards passing and had over 1,200 yards rushing, Ken. That's pretty impressive from a sophomore, Ken, who played in a 2A conference. And listen, our 2A conference is tough as any conference around here. Think about it. You got Shelby, South Point, and Lincoln, and then you got East, of course, and Maiden and Newton. Well, he's in a 1A conference now, Ken. Yeah. Look out.
And so these guys, Tim, they can throw about a little bit. They give you the drop back passing guy, or they can give you Graham out there who when he tucks it and runs with it, Tim, he is. I think he's more dangerous than he is with his arm.
He probably is.
He's quick, and he can make you miss. Like I say, he can take it to the house.
We saw that firsthand last year at Lincoln, did we not?
We did.
Kick and run. Yeah, absolutely. So, congratulations to Cherville coach Tim Pruitt. Now we're looking forward to working with those guys and also getting out all the information about Cherville High School football team this year, and a little bit about Bessemer City too as well, Ken. So we're going to cover. Max Grill is going to cover Cherville High School this year, Ken. I promise you that.
And we'll be talking about each Wednesday. We'll be talking about Cherville. We're going to cover the Cherville Ironman on our show on Wednesday.
Absolutely. All right, Ken, let's get into that Lincoln County High School football, Ken, and some of the teams that are going to be competing this year. You got, in Lincoln County only, you got Lincolnton High School, you got North Lincoln High School, you got West Lincoln High School, and the East Lincoln Mustangs, where me and Ken will be this Friday night at Forest View High School, where the Jaguars will be taking on the East Lincoln Mustangs, Ken, and kickoff time is around 7:30 that night. So, Ken, we're excited for all those 4 Lincoln County high schools.
Yeah, that's half of the new South Fork 2A conference, and Lincolnton and East Lincoln have that winning tradition, especially the last few years that East Lincoln done so well, and Lincoln's always done well. Most of they've been up there. Lincoln's won over 10 games, 6 out of last 8 years, and we know what East Lincoln's done. East Lincoln's had double-digit wins 8 out of the last 11 years.
Well, think about the 2 undefeated teams, and also, Ken, the state championship teams, too. Both of them, too, as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Lincoln County has put out some great football, Ken.
Now, there's some changes, Tim. We know that the coach that did so well and a most successful coach at East Lincoln, Mike Bias, is retired and eventually took a job up in West Virginia, closer to where his mother lives, and some folks he knows that lives up there. And Coach David Lubowitz has took that program over. He was there for the last 10 years as a defensive coordinator. He's got his coaches with him that were there. So that coaching staff is still pretty stable.
Yes.
And they do a great job down there. And even though they lost a lot of the offense, they
got their coaches back,
Ken. They got their coaches back. They lost a Graham kid. They lost Cameron Dollar, who was over 1,000-yard receiver. They lost over 1,000 yards rusher, but Tim, their defensive back, they got some good players on defense, and their offense might struggle a little early on, but I think their defense is going to be good.
They'll get it going, and they're not changing anything in offensive philosophy either. They're keeping everything the same. Basically, everything's the same except Coach Bias. He's the only one not there. And we're going to get into a little bit more of the Lincoln County High School football show and stuff like that coming up Friday from 6:30 to 7. Ken, I know you got a lot of great information. I do too. I've talked to all 4 coaches. I know you've been talking to them too. So we're excited, and we're bringing that. First Federal, Lincoln County, sponsoring the big show there, Ken, and of course House of Pizza too. So we got we always love House of Pizza, Ken.
Oh yes, every time I go there, I come out of there stuffed because I just can't turn down all the good.
Mary Ann and all the girls there,
all the pizza.
They like to feed you, don't they?
Oh, they do,
and good food.
They keep coming with that sweet tea, and I keep downing it. So.
All righty, Kenny. And for you other team, Ken, go over some of the other teams too in that conference too. That's local around our area too.
Yeah, well, we mentioned East Lincoln and Lincoln. Lincoln lost a lot of players, and like Tim said, we'll talk about that more in detail. But sort of a rebuilding year for them. But a couple other, the other four in West Lincoln, we think is going to maybe pass a little bit more this year. But they've got a lot of guys back. So in North Lincoln, those kids down there are excited with new coach Steve Pack down there, who's got to have
fired up.
Had 87 turnout, and they say it's just a whole different world down there now with what they're doing. They already make gains in the weight room. So those are the Lincoln County teams that we'll be talking about. But Tim, the other four teams in that South Fork 2A, Newton Conover under Coach Matt Beam. They have their quarterback back, Tim. They got a good running back, and you and I saw them firsthand in a scrimmage game.
Really impressed with the quarterback
at Kings Mountain, and I was impressed with the quarterback, the running back, and they got some good wide receivers. But the defense, which gave up a lot of points last year, looked stronger this year, Tim.
Yeah, totally different defensive team, Ken. Wouldn't you say so?
I think
totally
so.
different. Yes.
So some people think that Newton Conover may contend for the title in the South Fork. We'll see, but they're a strong.
They're
team.
definitely at the top. I put it to you that way. And then you got Maiden High School coach Will Byrne. His record was 8-4, and he lost one of his, without a doubt, a D1 football player who went to Virginia Tech. Ken.
Yeah, Farley went there, and he was tremendous. And they lost some other offensive guys. In fact, I think as far as yardage and touchdowns, they lost about 90% of their offense. So graduation. So they got sort of a rebuilding year down at Maiden. And Bandy's. So I heard someone say they're improved this year.
That's what I heard too.
But we'll see. But let's see if they improve enough this year that they can finish a little toward the middle of that conference. But we'll see on that.
And also you got Lake Norman Charter, Ken. Mark Steele, the head coach there. His 2016 record was 5-6, so he's looking to improve that as well. So that's also in the conference as well, Ken.
Yeah, that's a new team joining them along with the North Lincoln as far as some of those other guys that was there last year in the other older conference.
And like I say, coming up Friday nights, 6:30 to 7, the First Federal Lincoln County High School Football Show. Your host, Ken Link and Tim Johnson. And we're going to bring you nothing but Lincoln County High School football. If you love Lincoln County football, Ken, that's the time at WLON 1050 AM, 6:30 to 7 every Friday. We're going to go to a commercial. We'll be back after these 5 messages on WCSL, the best in sports, 1590.
NASCAR racing right here on Big O Country, WCSL 1590 AM, Cherryville, Gastonia, online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
I'm Lon Helton, inviting you to join me as I count down the week's top 30 with my co-host Justin Moore, who just became the father of a bouncing baby boy.
You should have saw me trying to change the first diaper after only changing little girls' diapers for years. But he's doing good, man.
That's Justin Moore this week on Country Countdown USA.
Country Countdown USA with Lon Helton. Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock on Big O Country, 1590 AM WCSL, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Denny Hamlin's lead is down to a car length.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series.
Truex is there in second, and here comes Brad Keselowski.
NASCAR's best drivers.
A crucial set of corners, the right-left.
On its fastest road course.
Drives it in deep. Here's Keselowski in third.
The I Love New York 355 at the Glen.
All over Denny Hamlin off turn number 7.
Sunday at 2 p.m. on the Motor Racing Network.
The I Love New York 355 at the Glen this Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock on Big O Country, 1590 AM WCSL, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. It's back again, the all-new Cherryville Farmers Market. Now open every Thursday from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m., now through October. The new Cherryville Farmers Market is located at 220 East Main Street in the Cherryville Chamber of Commerce parking lot. Local growers, farmers, bakers, artisans, and crafters are all invited. For more information, call the Cherryville Chamber of Commerce at 704-435-3451. Become part of the local food economy and support downtown Cherryville with the new Cherryville Farmers Market. Open Thursday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., now through October. Simply Southern Apparel is now in stock at the Falston Pharmacy and at Allen Drug Store in Stanley. You've asked for it. Now you've got it. Simply Southern Apparel, and the new $1 deal section is now open at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville, the Falston Pharmacy, and at Allen Drug Store too. See the huge selection of dollar items. And fidget spinners are in stock, including the new glow-in-the-dark spinners. Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street, Cherryville, the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 north of Falston, and Allen Drug Store in downtown Stanley.
Who do you call for that leaky roof or new roof needed? Creason Roofing and Repair, Cherryville. Their motto, see the reason while we're the best. Creason Roofing and Repair, fully licensed and insured. Creason Roofing and Repair is dedicated to customer service and complete satisfaction. Always free estimates. Phone 704-435-1791. 24/7 commercial and residential roofing. Creason Roofing and Repair, Cherryville.
Get to the Polaris Spring Sales event and hit the off-road with more money in your pocket. Financing is as low as 2.99% APR, and rebates go up to $2,000 on industry-leading razors, the best-selling Sportsman ATVs, and the undisputed king of the utility, the Polaris Ranger. See Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell off I-85. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
NASCAR racing right here on Big O Country, WCSL 1590 AM, Cherryville, Gastonia. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
We're back here at the Best in Sports. It's Tim Johnson and Mr. Ken Link, Mr. Baseball himself. 1590 WCSL. Every Wednesday, Ken, you could catch yourself and myself. We're also on the WhatsApp Shopper internets, as well as the YouTube, Ken. You can check us on YouTube, too.
Absolutely. Check us right there. You can actually see us if you want to look
Absolutely.
at us.
Wait with everybody, Ken.
I'm not sure how much they want to look at us, Tim, but we certainly hope they'll listen to us.
All righty, Ken. We got some NASCAR news for all you NASCAR lovers out there, and I know Smoke is one of the big NASCAR lovers. We got Kyle Larson, Ken, wins the Per Michigan 400, his third straight win at Michigan. And Martin Truex Jr., Ken, he still leads the points, the driver points, that is, and as well as the playoff points.
Yeah, he's sitting in the driver's seat with the playoff points. Of course, it all can change once they get to the playoff races. But Kyle, I think that may be Kyle's third win this year, second or third win, but it was his third straight win at Michigan. He really does well at that racetrack, and he came through again with another victory.
He's a good race car driver, Ken. He's consistent.
Yes, he is. He had a good year,
He's
a really good year
10.
this year, and
Yep.
and so people are trying to predict who's gonna win it. Who's your top guy's gonna win it once you get in there. And I'm still not
Martin Truex. Jimmy Johnson. You can't. Don't count him out.
Truex had a great year. It's hard to vote against him, and I wouldn't vote against Jimmy Johnson, even if he's a little bit down in the playoff.
Right.
Because he's always there.
Well, he's got one of the best crew chiefs around here. So without a doubt, they're going to be a force to reckon with as it goes on down to the finals of the seasons there, Ken, of NASCAR. All right, Kenny, NFL news, Ken. Where you want to start at? You want to start with Thomas Davis?
Yeah, Thomas Davis, one of the favorite Panthers here. Great in the community as well as his play on the field. And Panthers extended him another year, gave him a contract extension through 2018. And so now that he's got that, he said this might be his last contract.
Right. Well, he's been a great football player for the Carolina Panthers, Ken, but the most important thing, he's been great for our community. He is such a great person, Ken, and, you can't – I mean, what he's done in life coming back from Georgia when he tore his leg up and when he got to the Panthers there, and then he just tore his leg up again, and to come back with the surgeries and stuff like that to get himself on the football field and not only be productive but be – just one of the best football players on the field.
Sure,
on both sides of the field.
Yeah, one of the best linebackers
Absolutely.
in the NFL. And his play has not dropped off the last 2 years. So they award him with this, and I think he will retire after this one. He said this may be his last one, and he wants to be around here in Charlotte, so I'm glad they was able to get that done.
Well, we got right now, Ken, we got Mr. Evan Ludwig in the studio with us right here, sitting in with us on the Best in Sports. Now, a lot of people don't realize this. Evan taught me and you everything we know about this studio, Ken.
He sure
This
is.
guy's sharp as a tack.
He's still teaching us.
I'm telling, and his mom,
we need a lot of teaching.
his mom and I went to school together, so we go back a long way. See, Evan probably didn't know that till a while back, but yeah, his mom Beth and his dad, who's one of the football coaches at North Lincoln High School, and Evan, you're a big Panthers fan. I got you on there. Oh, that's it. How about now, Evan?
Yeah, I'm a pretty big Panthers fan. I heard you come in talking about the Thomas Davis deal.
Absolutely.
I agree with it only if we start having him fade out a good bit, because I'm ready to see what Shaq Thompson's doing.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's really good, and I think you can't completely cater to Thomas Davis if you want to keep Shaq Thompson. And unfortunately, we're in the situation where you have an interim GM right now who was your old GM. It's just been so chaotic throughout training camp. Cam Newton, we haven't seen him on the field playing, at least.
Sure.
But and
that's a good point there. But here's the thing I see. Thomas Davis is a leader. He's a leader for all those young guys, and he's fixing to step down, like Ken says, and like you're saying too. But when he does, he's going to leave them in good hands. And Shaq Thompson's going to be a leader too. But Luke Kuechly will be the man.
Yeah. Well, I'm like Smoke. I agree with him.
He's there for that purpose.
Shaq needs to be on the field more.
Oh yeah.
He's snaps. He's a playmaker.
Oh yeah.
And they said they'll, won't have Davis out there as much. We'll see what happens when the season starts.
Yeah, and I think people got to remember too, we might be seeing a slow transition on the defense as a whole, with Sean McDermott now being out in Buffalo, and Steve Wilkes, who was a defensive backs coach the last couple of years. He's now a defensive coordinator. It seems like the main difference we're going to see here in this defense for the first year is see more man-to-man coverage implemented into the defense for Carolina, which is something we didn't see.
They ran a lot of zone in the past.
And that really helped guys like Josh Norman really break out. But talking about defensive backs, I think James Bradbury is. A lot of people are saying he was the MVP of training camp, and I can see him taking a big jump this year.
Yeah, he's played well from what I've heard.
Yeah.
He's played real well.
He's come along real fast.
Now Cam Newton, Cam Newton, I've heard that he's still not going to be playing, and he's still having some problems with his shoulder, some soreness.
I think they're really trying to take their time with it.
Yes.
Because you look up in Indianapolis, Andrew Luck, I think, had a more severe case.
He may not even play for the opening season.
Yeah, and he had the surgery back in January. I think Carolina was really trying to weather the storm and hope they didn't have to have surgery, but they did, and that's why they waited until March. And now, kind of trying to get Cam along. But I think a good thing for Carolina is that they finished in last place last year, and they kind of got an easier schedule to start off. So they're going against San Francisco.
Sure.
It's on the road, but I still think they'll beat San Francisco when they start the year, in Buffalo and then New Orleans, both games at home before you go against the Patriots. So,
well, how about McCaffrey? What do you think about his role play and stuff like that? How are they going to use him, Smoke? What do you think? I know me and Ken's talked about it. I think they're going to put the ball in his hands anywhere from 15 to 20 times, Ken, and Smoke.
I think they'll just use him in the slot, use him in the backfield, use him any way possible. This is really Mike Shula's if Mike Shula can't really use
secret
McCaffrey,
weapon.
Yeah, if he can't use him as just a all-around Swiss Army knife, I think this is his job on the line here if he doesn't use McCaffrey the right way, in my opinion.
That's great info,
and I think he will.
Yes.
They in training camp they've really moved him around a lot of places, and they say he's a sharp kid. He picks stuff up, so it's not like he can't learn the offense and what they're doing. So I think they're going to use him in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I think they will too. I think they're going to get his money. They're going to get money out of him. I'll tell you that. They're going to get everything, and they can get every little ounce out of McCaffrey. And I think he's going to help Cam Newton tremendously in the passing game, in the short passes, as well as running the football. And I think Stewart, he's going to be at 1-2 punch. That's going to be a great backfield.
Yeah, you got a bruiser and then you got a speedster, right?
Absolutely.
To go with it. I think that will work terrific.
Absolutely. All right, Smoke. How about some Dallas Cowboys? You a Cowboys fan?
No.
Let me ask you a question. Is Kevin a Cowboys fan?
Not at this moment. No.
That's a good answer. Well, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm proud of it too. Ezekiel Elliott, who has been suspended for 6 games for his actions that the NFL have deemed unacceptable. Now listen to me, guys. Now, it's he said, she said, and from what I've been hearing on the internet and so forth on the sports talk shows and stuff like that throughout the region, they're saying that it's a possibility that he could be innocent. Now he's guilty of what he's done in here recently, but far as in the past, they're thinking maybe possibly, guys, he could get off of that. What do you think?
Well, knowing the NFL, Ken, I think the NFL's got the bad track record, and it's kind of messed up. I feel like that the NFL is putting their own investigation instead of actually having to the judicial system work its process through. And of course, it would have been 2 games, but with the whole situation, that was the baseline.
With the girl's top and the broken nose and so forth, domestic violence.
That's the baseline.
Yeah, you're right.
And now it's moved up to 6 because of Ray Rice and Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go down there and defend him.
Well, he's appealed, and I expect eventually it'll be probably reduced to maybe
I think you're right.
3 games, but he's gonna they're sending a message. They're trying to get through to him, and
sounds like they're trying to make an example out of him.
Well, that too probably.
He's the number 2 sales. Tom Brady and him are 1 and 2. And listen, I don't know Goodall. I don't know what his job is. I don't know how hard it is, but I do know he makes decisions and he has the power to do whatever he wants to. To me, there's people going around saying he's abusing his power, for some of the things he's done, and that's very well possible. He could be doing that, but I think Jerry Jones, the deep pockets he's got, Ken, he's going to find a way to get him out of that. I just really believe so. I believe so. But I don't condone what he did. If he hit that woman or if he abused that woman in domestic violence way and physical abuse, he don't need to be playing football. I don't care who he is, whether it's Tony Romo or Tom Brady or Dak Prescott. You don't need to be playing football. You need help, in my book, and that's no place for that.
Right. It's kind of hard to tell because you got on one hand this. Basically, he's a young gentleman. He's like, 21, 22?
Yeah.
And this NFL who's kind of been shown that they can't handle, look at the past 5 years.
Right.
I was talking about this last Saturday on Mitchum's Kitchen Sports Talk. You look at Bountygate, they messed up on that.
Yeah.
The Deflategate, that just was a whole mess. The whole Ray Rice and Greg Hardy situations were awful, including the Adrian Peterson one. So part of me is like, we've seen Ezekiel Elliott, including this year, get involved with a bar incident, but then on the flip side, we can't really trust the NFL trying to do their own investigations because they've messed up royally on each and every one of them.
Yeah, they don't have a good track record.
They don't.
So I feel like most of us, if not all of us, should just be in a wait and see approach just to see how this plays out because I feel like we can't get a good equal opinion on what's going to happen here.
Well, that's that in a nutshell, and absolutely. All righty, let's switch gears and go to some Major League Baseball. Kenny, what you got for us, buddy?
Well, in the American League, the Astros been losing a little bit, but it doesn't matter because they're way ahead in their division, leading the Angels by 12.5 games. But the Angels have been hot, and they put themselves in a position where they may get that second wild card in that league. I'm looking at the Red Sox lead the Yankees by 4.5, and both those teams I think will be in the playoffs. One will win it, and the other will be the wild card. But
I think Yankees will make the wild card if they don't win the division.
Yeah, I think they will. They will. And the Indians, your Indians, Tim, lead the Twins by 6. So
World Series champions.
They're going to win that division for sure.
I picked it from first day.
And,
now, before the season ever started.
And, I heard somebody say that their pitching is just now
coming on.
I heard it's at the right time.
And what wins championships?
Pitching.
There you go.
In a short series, obviously, pitching is tremendously important.
Yep.
Obviously.
Yep.
But in the National League, the Dodgers just keep running away with everything, and they got an 18.5 game lead over the Rockies.
That's unbelievable, Smoke.
But it looks like the Rockies and the D-backs will probably be the wild card teams out of that division because the other divisions are pretty sorry after the leaders. I mean, you got the Nationals leading the Marlins by 14.5, and the Cubs lead.
You made a comment the other week. We talked about this. Remember,
by 1.5 games. So that's wide open. There won't be any wild card out there, but somebody's going to win that division, and the Cubs. We keep waiting for them play like they did last year, and they haven't done it.
But the Cardinals, like we said last week, I told you, I said, don't count the Cardinals out. They always do this. And, Ken, they're coming on. You said it, so Tim, they're a game and a half back. So, I mean, I'm telling you, man, the Cardinals, they might upset everybody, come in there and sneak in there and win the division, like you said, and come in through the back door. So
yeah, but we could have had some major storylines Saturday of what happened in Washington, D.C. We almost had one of the best players in baseball out for what could have been a large amount of time. Bryce Harper, all because the whole scheduling crisis forced him to play that game after the rain and the bases were wet. And
right.
The MLB and the Washington Nationals avoided a big
blow.
Yes.
I mean, he's
only on the 10-day DL.
You're right, and you know you don't want to lose one of your star players like that, especially for the Nationals,
and because of weather conditions.
No,
I mean, that's the last thing you want to do.
Absolutely.
Nobody's happy about if that happens.
All righty, guys, that's going to do it for the best in sports here for you on WCSL 1590. Smoke anytime, man. Anytime. The door's open. Yeah. Come on, let's talk about Kenny.
Absolutely.
Kenny Link, Tim Johnson, Evan Ludwig. We're here every Wednesday. I guess, I don't know, Evan, you going to be here with us too?
Maybe.
He may join us when he has. He's a pretty busy guy.
Yes, he is.
He helps us out whenever he can. But we've enjoyed being with you, and we'll be back with you next week on Wednesday afternoon, Best in Sports.
Car, home, back porch. I listen to it all day long.
Big O Country, 1590 AM, WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia. Online at KTCBroadcasting.com. This Saturday night, August 12th, it's Cosmo Motors Night at the Races at the Hickory Motor Speedway, featuring twin 40-lappers for the NASCAR Wheeling All-American Series Bojangles late models, 35 laps for the Paramount Auto Group Limited late models, 35 laps for the One Design Super Trucks, 30 laps for the Cosmo Motors Street Stock, 20 laps for the Renegades, and 10 laps for the Crash and Bash division. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:30. Tickets $12.50 for adults, $10.50 for seniors, and 11 to 12. Kids 10 and under free. Don't miss it. Hickory Motor Speedway, home of the NASCAR stars. The Carolina Panther Family Game Giveaway is back again this year. Someone's going to win 4 tickets to a Carolina Panther football game, a free night's lodging at the Hampton Inn in Gastonia, free Carolina Panther T-shirts and caps, and $100 in fun money. Register with no obligation to buy at Medical Center Pharmacy on East Academy Street in Cherryville, at Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks on Garrison Boulevard in Gastonia.